Hey everyone, What If Fan here, bringing you another exciting part of What If Martial Artist Reborn is Kenichi Shirahama. You can find the fanfic title and the original author's name on my Patreon page. Make sure to check it out and show them some love. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. Alright, let's jump into it. Chapter 71, Kenichi's Plan. Go into the kitchen and check for how many peoples will the food be available for, Kenichi said to Naijima, who hurriedly followed his orders and came back in 2 minutes with his tablet in his hands. He said, since Ragnarok booked the place for the day and not much was taken out, there is still enough for 100 people. 100 people, huh? Kenichi said, then took out his cell phone and dialed a number. Ring 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 asterisk. The phone ringed and someone picked it. Hello, I have kidnapped your child, said the person from the other side of the phone, hearing which Kenichi broke into a smile and said, but I don't have any child right now, Apachai, so who have you kidnapped? Oh, it's Kenichi. What happened? Asked Apachai. Nothing, I just wanted to ask if you and the others wanted to have a free meal or not, Kenichi said with a smile. Free meal? Apachai likes free meal. Where will we eat the free meal? Asked Apachai. About that, is Myo or Master Akase near you? Asked Kenichi, to which Apachai's reply was, yes, they are right here. Good, then pass the phone to Myo so that I can tell the address to her, Kenichi said. Myo, take the phone. Kenichi is gonna tell you the address of the place where free food is given. Apachai said. Huh? What free food? Asked Myo as she took the cell phone from Apachai, then placed it near her ear and asked, what is Apachai-san talking about, Kenichi? It's true, Myo, we are getting free food, so bring everyone from Ryo Zanpaku to the address that Naijima is gonna tell you. Okay, Kenichi said. Okay, Kenichi, if it's free I am sure everyone will come, Myo replied. Okay, then Naijima, tell her the address, Kenichi said as he passed his phone to Naijima, who told the address to Myo, after which he passed the phone back to Kenichi. Myo, please call Siko and tell her to come here with her sister as well. Since it's free meal, then we should bring all our friends we can, shouldn't we? Kenichi said to this. Myo smiled and nodded her head and said, okay, I will call her right now, Kenichi. After disconnecting the phone, Kenichi contemplated for some time, then picked his cell phone again and called a number. After ringing for some time, the phone was picked up. Hello, you have called Imperial Wrath Chinese Restaurant, said the person on the other side of the phone. Yes, hello, my name is Kenichi Shirahama. Is Mr. Hakabai or Marenka there? Kenichi asked. Are you one of their friends, sir? Asked the man. Yes, I am fine of Marenka and I wanted to ask something from them, Kenichi replied. Wait a minute, sir, I will call one of them, said the man, to which Kenichi replied politely, sure. After a minute, an excited voice was heard from Kenichi's phone. Hello, Kenichi, is that you? Yes, Renka, it's me, Kenichi Shirahama, said Kenichi with a big smile on his face. How do you know the number of this place? Asked Renka. It was written on the main board of your restaurant, replied Kenichi. What? Then you already had our number from the beginning, but you only called me now, Renka said in anger. Didn't I already told you myself school's name? Kenichi asked. I forgot about it, Renka replied while she blushed from shame. You forgot? Okay, then what about three name of the place where Master Kensei lived? I also told you about that, said Kenichi. What? No, you didn't, said Renka. Yes, I did, Kenichi said. No, you didn't, Renka said again. Yes, I did. Didn't I told you that I am the student of Ryo Zanpaku, where I learned jiu-jitsu, karate, Muay Thai along with Chinese Kenpo, said Kenichi. Oh. Yeah, you did. But how am I supposed to understand through that? Renka argued again. Hearing this, Kenichi was dumbfounded for a few seconds, then asked Renka, are you by chance a bird brain? What? No, I am not, shouted Renka through the phone. Then why are you talking like an idiot? Anyways, that's not I called you for. I wanted to ask if you and Uncle Hakabai will like to come here and have meal with us, asked Kenichi. You were calling me a bird brain earlier, now what are you? Don't you know that? Renka replied, though she really wanted to go and meet Kenichi. It's because Uncle Hakabai treated me to a meal when I came to the restaurant for the first time, which by the way was ruined by you, so I wanted to return the favor, but if you don't want to come then it's okay, said Kenichi as he almost disconnected the phone when Renka's voice was heard. We will come, tell me the address.
Najima, tell her the address, said Kenichi as he passed the phone to Najima, who was a perfect servant, did what was asked from him to do.
After Najima told Renka the address, he passed the phone back to Kenichi, who said, "Come fast, your father will come as well, so you can try to catch him as well," after which he disconnected the phone without waiting for. In Imperial Wrath Chinese restaurant, Hakabai came down and asked Renka who was on the phone. Renka.
It was Kenichi.
Uncle Hakabai, and he has invited us to treat us to meal, and we are going, said Renka as she held Hakabai's hand and started pulling him out of the restaurant. Wait, who will look after the restaurant? Hakabai asked as he was being dragged by Renka, to which she replied, "Let the others deal with it for the day."
Matsue Lark.
Kenichi was sitting on a seat while drinking and eating the fast food he had asked from the chef to make while he was still in his own thoughts. After some time he asked, not from anyone particular, "Will these guys be enough to finish the food?"
"I don't know, man. Food for more than 100 people isn't easy to finish," Takeda said.
You are right, Takeda. Kenichi said, then looked at Najima by his side, who hasn't eaten much, and asked, "Oi Najima, do you have Kazara's number?" Fufu. Everyone who was eating or drinking something soiled their food when they heard Kenichi's question from Najima. Chapter 72, Girls Talk. Kenichi was sitting on a seat while drinking and eating the fast food he had asked from the chef to make while he was still in his own thoughts. After some time he asked, not from anyone particular, "Will these guys be enough to finish the food?"
"I don't know, man. Food for more than 100 people isn't easy to finish," Takeda said.
You are right, Takeda. Kenichi said, then looked at Najima by his side, who hasn't eaten much, and asked, "Oi Najima, do you have Kazara's number?" Fufu. Everyone who was eating or drinking something soiled their food when they heard Kenichi's question from Najima. "Oi Kenichi, please press the brakes on yourself. I know that you want to make Kazara your girlfriend, but isn't this too much? I mean, we hijacked the cafe which Ragnarok booked, and now you want to ask them to come and have meal with us as if you were paying the bill, but in reality it's them," Takeda said.
"Yes, that's why I am calling them Takeda.
Without the host it doesn't feel good to have meal dosit. Now those whom we have called will think it's us who are the host, so we should also call one so that we can feel the same way, shouldn't we?" Kenichi replied. But Takeda wanted to say something but got interrupted by Kenichi. And don't try to dissuade me, Takeda, I have already decided.
Najima, bring me Kazara's number.
Yeah, wait a minute, said Najima as he took out Kazara's information on his tablet and gave her number to Kenichi while he asked, "But will she even come?"
"Don't worry about that.
She is a wild cat and I know which buttons to press to make the wild cat do what I want her to do," replied Kenichi with a smile, then dialed the number which Najima have him. Ring 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 asterisk.
Ragnarok, Kazara's hideout.
Kazara was not in a good mood as her former boss, whom she respects even now, has came to meet her, regarding her fight with Kenichi's team, the so-called Shinpaku Alliance.
"What do you think, Kazara? Will Loki be able to deal with Shinpaku Alliance?" asked Kaname.
"I don't know, Kaname, as though they are a new team, they have some strong peoples in it, like that Shirahama Kenichi and those two dairy cows. Hell, even Takeda, whose right hand was cured, stays around that Kenichi," Kazara replied. "Dairy cows?" asked Kaname as she raised her eyebrows, looking towards Kazara for the answer of her question.
"Nothing, just two irritating girls," said Kazara while not looking towards Kaname to shame. Kaname also didn't ask anymore as she knew that Kazara easily gets jealous from girls with big breasts.
"Ha! Interesting, they may be able to spark some interest in Surogata Kensei," said Kaname.
"You want them to join us even after knowing that they have been against us from the beginning?" asked Kazara.
"Kazara, I joined Ragnarok with my Valkyries to learn from Surogata Kensei, and if there is a chance that some more people can make him interested in teaching us, then I would like to take that chance," Kaname said.
"Right.
You are right, I completely forgot about that.
But Kaname, this Surogata Kensei, has he taught anyone up till now?" asked Kazara.
"Oh yes, Odin the First Fist has been learning from him for quite some time as his personal disciple, and the reason that Ragnarok was made because he wanted to find more suitable disciple," replied Kaname.
"So that's how it is, huh?" Kazara said, to which Kaname nodded her head. They continued to talk until Kazara's phone rang, showing an unknown number.
"Ha! Who is this?"
Kazara thought while she picked the phone.
"Yes. Who is this?" asked Kazara.
"Hello? My wild kitty, how are you doing?" asked Kenichi from the phone. You! Kenichi Shirahama, shouted Kazara as she stood up from her seat.
Kaname, who was sitting in front of her, raised an eyebrow and said, "Put it on speaker, let's hear what he wants to say." Though she didn't want it to, she did as Kaname asked her to do. Even though she knew that Kenichi will say something that will make her embarrassed in front of Kaname. "Yes, it's me, Kenichi Shirahama, darling, you don't have to be so excited for that," Kenichi said. "You! Knichi, I will kill you," said Kazara while grinding her teeth. The Valkyrie members in Shiratori who were not far from Kazara and Kaname's position didn't heard their conversation but clearly heard the shouts that Kazara was making. "Kazara, stop shouting. Ask him the reason he called you," Kaname said to Kazara. "Oh. Such sweet and calm voice, who could it be?" Kenichi said, making Kaname look at the phone from where the voice came. "If it isn't the third fist Freya, fertility goddess and leader of the Valkyries," said Kenichi, and as he finished, his words made Kaname blush a little, maybe in shame or anger or something else due to him calling her fertility goddess. By this time the Valkyries in Shiratori were standing right next to Kazara and Kaname so as to know whom they are talking with. "Why have you called me Kenichi Shirahama, and how the hell did you even got my number?" asked Kazara. "Well, I have my own network of informants for that, and the reason I called you was because I wanted to invite you to a meal," Kenichi said. "Meal? How? Why would I have a meal with you?" Kazara asked. "Because we already had one before, and this time I am telling you to call everyone you could. Yeah, why don't you come as well, Miss Freya?" "I would be honored to buy a meal for you," said Kenichi. "We would." Kazara was going to say no, but Kaname stopped her and said, "Okay, we will come, just text us the address." "Okay, will do," Kenichi said, then disconnected the phone. "Why did you accepted his offer?" asked Kazara from Kaname. Kaname looked at Kazara and replied, "Because I wanted to meet this guy and see what is the reason for his confidence." Chapter 73, Everyone Gathers. "Meal? How? Why would I have a meal with you?" Kazara asked. "Because we already had one before, and this time I am telling you to call everyone you could. Yeah, why don't you come as well, Miss Freya?" "I would be honored to buy a meal for you," said Kenichi. "We would." Kazara was going to say no, but Kaname stopped her and said, "Okay, we will come, just text us the address." "Okay, will do," Kenichi said, then disconnected the phone. "Why did you accepted his offer?" asked Kazara from Kaname. Kaname looked at Kazara and replied, "Because I wanted to meet this guy and see what is the reason for his confidence." Hearing her answer, Kazara didn't ask anything else, then her phone binged and a message came from the same number from which Kenichi called. "Looks like he texted you the address. Let's go and meet this Kenichi Shirahama," Kaname said as she stood up from the seat and walked towards the exit with Kazara alongside her while the rest of them following behind. Matsue Lark. Kenichi has just texted the address to Kazara, after which he looked towards the others who were looking at him in shock. "Kenichi, did you just said that the third fist of Ragnarok Freya is with Kazara and you invited her as well?" Takeda asked. "Yes, because I thought it would be rude to not invite her when she was with Kazara and she can help us finish all the food in the cafe as well," Kenichi replied. "Yeah, finish. She will finish us, damn it, that woman is the third fist, she way stronger than Kazara and Loki, who was fourth fist only because of his strategies." "Do you hear me, man?" Takeda said. "Has he gone insane?" Yukita asked from Takeda. Yeah, I hear you," Kenichi said, but was too lazy to reply anything more than that. "Okay, I should go home now. My parents wanted to meet to come home early," said Kirikawa, one of Nijima's follower and founding member of Shinpaku Alliance. "Yeah, me too," said Kamioka, another one of Nijima's follower and founding member of Shinpaku Alliance. Just as these two said this, the common members of the alliance had already exited the gate, saying, "We will see you tomorrow, Marshal Nijima and 3 generals." Kamioka and Kirikawa also wanted to follow, but Nijima stopped them. "Where are you going?" "Kenichi has called his masters as well, so if the enemy creates a problem then they will deal with it." "Ah. Yes, I almost forgot that assault commanders' masters are the strongest in the history," Kamioka said. "True, those idiots ran for nothing. Should I call them back, Marshal Nijima?" Kirikawa asked. "Let them be, since they ran then it's their fault. From now on those in this room will be the core members of Shinpaku Alliance," Nijima said. "Why did the two of you didn't say anything, Mizunuma, Matsui?"
Not only did you not ran away, but you didn't even made excuses like those 2-inch Yukita asked.
I trust Assault Commander Kenichi, and as his friend how could I leave him here alone, replied Mizunuma. I also have trust in Assault Commander Kenichi, so I stood my ground, said Kenichi. See, even these guys trust me, so you should also have some trust on me, man, said Kenichi to Takeda and Yukita. Before they could reply, the door for the Matsue Lark Cafe opened and Myo and Siko entered the cafe, followed by Rukia and Shigeru, after which the rest of the Ryozanpaku members. Since everyone who was present in the cafe had already seen Myo and Siko, they weren't affected by them, but after them came Rukia and Shigeru, both big-breasted and mature women. Their minds were blown away. But after them came Apachai, Sakaki and the rest, making them shudder in fear from the pressure emanating from their body. Other than Kenichi, only Takeda and Naijima, who has seen most of them, was a better, while the rest were pale. Hi! Kenichi said Myo and Siko, while Shigeru just nodded her head as she looked towards him, and on the other hand Rukia didn't even dare to look at him. Hi girls, replied Kenichi, then looked at his masters. Masters, you are scaring my friends. Stop releasing the pressure as if you are going on a war. It's just free food, said Kenichi. Oh. We are sorry about that, Akasame said as they stopped releasing pressure from their body. By the way, Kenichi, how is that we are having free food here? Kenichi asked Kensei. Well, it's 'cause someone booked this whole place to beat my friends, so I saved them, and since they were going to pay the bill I thought they should pay in full, replied Kenichi. Interesting, making the enemy pay for your meal. It's even better than the way we deal with our enemies, said Akasame. Yes. From now on I will also deal with my enemy like Kenichi, Sakaki said. Let's eat, Apachai is hungry, Apachai said. Okay, Naijima, tell the chef to be fast and make food for the rest, said Kenichi to Naijima. Okay, will do, replied Naijima as he entered the kitchen. Just as Naijima entered the kitchen, the gate of the cafe was opened once again and entered a girl in Chinese dress, followed by a long-bearded old man. Aha! I found you, Papa. Now where are you going to run? Said Renka as she entered the room. Renka! Why are you here? Asked Kensei. Kenichi asked me and Uncle Hakabai so that he could treat us to dinner, replied Renka. Kenichi! Why? Asked Kensei. Because I need to make a dent in someone's pocket, so Renka, just enjoy the meal now. You can sit with the girls while the food comes, Kenichi said. Okay, I will listen to you, Kenichi, Renka said, and sat together with Myo and the others. The table where the girls were sitting was the biggest of all, and it had seat for 3 more people. Kenichi, the food will be done in 5 minutes, said Naijima as he came back from the kitchen. Then it's good, Apachai can wait till then. You go and take the orders from the girls, said Kenichi to Naijima, who stiffened after hearing his words as he looked at the girls, more specifically at Siko. Don't worry, she won't do anything to you if you did a great job, Kenichi said, reassuring Naijima, hearing which she felt a little good and moved towards the table. As Naijima was going towards the girls' table, the door was opened once again, and without even looking at the door, Kenichi said, looks like our final guests have arrived. Chapter 74, Talk about Kenichi. Kenichi, the food will be done in 5 minutes, said Naijima as he came back from the kitchen. Then it's good, Apachai can wait till then. You go and take the orders from the girls, said Kenichi to Naijima, who stiffened after hearing his words as he looked at the girls, more specifically at Siko. Don't worry, she won't do anything to you if you did a great job, Kenichi said, reassuring Naijima, hearing which she felt a little good and moved towards the table. As Naijima was going towards the girls' table, the door was opened once again, and without even looking at the door, Kenichi said, looks like our final guests have arrived. Kazara and Kaname entered the cafe, followed by the Valkyries and Shiratori. As they entered the room, they were surprised when they saw so many people in the room, especially the table where Kenichi's 4 masters were sitting. Even though they didn't release any pressure of some sort, someone with keen perception will able to identify that they weren't ordinary people. Oh, Kazara here, said Myo as she waved her hands towards Kazara. Kazara looked at her direction when Kaname asked who is she, to which she replied, that blonde and the woman next to her are Kenichi's girlfriends that I know of. Ha! 2 girlfriends, asked Kaname. Maybe more, but I really don't care about that, Kazara replied. Oh. Then what do you care about? Kaname asked again. That I want to beat those chicks, replied Kazara as she moved towards the table where Mio and Siko were sitting and sat on one of the free seats, after which Kaname also came and sat beside her.
By the way, who is Kenichi Shirahama?
I still haven't met him yet, said Kaname as she sat on the table. That would be me, Lady Freya. It's my honor to have a meal with you, said Kenichi as he sat on the last free seat on the table, cause of which the Valkyries and Shiratori sat on another table.
Kenichi, what are you doing here? Asked Siko.
Nothing, just introducing myself to this pretty lady here who hasn't met me till now, Kenichi replied, to which Kaname was surprised a little as it was her first time that someone called her pretty. Then now that you have introduced yourself, why don't you make something for us, Siko said. Ha! Exclaimed the rest of the girls along with Kenichi.
Kenichi can cook? Asked Renka and Mel at once, while the rest of the girls were curious as well, so they perked their ears.
Yeah, he does, in great one at that, Siko replied. You just want me out of here, alright, I will go, Kenichi said as he hurriedly stood up from the chair and went towards Takeda and Yukita, but was stopped by Mio. Kenichi, I also want to have a taste of your food, she said as she looked at him with her puree eyes, making him unable to reject. Okay, I will see what I can make, but don't expect it to be as good as yours, he said as he went into the kitchen. Good job, Mio. See, I told you that he won't be able to say no if you look at him with your big eyes while making a cute face, Siko said to Mio.
Wait.
So it was all a plan of the two of you? Asked Renka. Yes, as you see, Kenichi only made something for me 2 years ago when we were in middle school second year and I was ill while my sister wasn't home, so he made porridge for me, which was the best porridge I ever had even until now. So when Mio called and told me that Kenichi was going to treat us to a meal, I made this plan with her, Siko said. I have been meaning to ask you, but what is your relationship with Kenichi? Asked Renka, who was the only one in the dark. I am Kenichi's girlfriend, like Mio and Shigure here, Siko replied.
What? Already has girlfriends, and more than 2? Asked Renka.
Yes, why is that hard to believe?
Do you think Kenichi can have that many girlfriends?
Siko said while Mio and Shigure had a red hue on their cheeks. But are you fine that he is dating you and your sister together? Asked Kaname from Siko.
Ha! This time Siko and Rukia exclaimed in shock. You are dating Kenichi? Asked Siko from Rukia. Not yet, ha! Siko teased.
Yo, you shut up, said Rukia while blushing a little. And oh, I am not talking about her, I am talking about her, Kaname said as she pointed at Shigure.
Ha! Shigure is not my sister.
Why did you think she was?
Siko asked.
Well, all 3 of you carried katana with you? So I thought you were from the same family, Kaname answered.
Oh.
So that's the reason, but we are not from the same family and our style is also different, as me and my sister Rukia use Busujima style while Shigure uses.
Siko said, then looked at Shigure to complete the sentence.
Kosaka style, Shigure said, completing the sentence.
See?
But to your earlier question, if my sister also came together with my sister, I won't have a problem, as I know Kenichi and trust him that he will take good care of her as well, Siko said. What is in this guy that you are fine with him having other girls along with you? Kazara asked.
He is kind and trustworthy, said Mio. Confident, Shigure said.
Stays true to his feelings, not a two-faced guy, Siko said. Always helpful, Renka said.
Intelligent, Rukia said.
And strong, said the 5 girls together.
Kaname and Kazara were shocked hearing 5 girls praising the same guy.
So I presume my sister and this Renka will fall into his clutches pretty soon, thought Siko.
Strong. Him?
Whenever I wanted to fight him, he would always try to get away from it, Kazara said. Then it's cause he doesn't want to hurt you, but if you insist that you want to have a spar with him to see your strength against his, then he would entertain you, Siko said.
Oh, really? Kazara asked. I am talking from experience, said Siko.
Siko is telling the truth, as I always spar with him and the dojo. Kenichi won't have a problem if you want to have a spar with him, Mio added. Fine, then I will have a spar with him, Kazara said, to which a reply came, if it's a spar then no problem, we can have it after you all have eaten your fill. For now please taste my first dish, Kenichi said and came to their table, then putted the plate on their table, after which he opened the lid saying please enjoy.
Chapter 75, Kenichi's Cooking. Strong. Him?
Whenever I wanted to fight him, he would always try to get away from it, Kazara said. Then it's 'cause he doesn't want to hurt you, but if you insist that you want to have a spar with him to see your strength against his, then he would entertain you, Siko said.
Oh, really? Kizara asked. I am talking from experience, said Siko.
Siko is telling the truth, as I always spar with him and the dojo. Kenichi won't have a problem if you want to have a spar with him, Mio added. Fine, then I will have a spar with him, Kizara said, to which a reply came, if it's a spar then no problem, we can have it after you all have eaten your fill. For now please taste my first dish, Kenichi said, and came to their table, then putted the plate on their table, after which he opened the lid saying please enjoy.
The lid opened and from it came a mouth-watering aroma. It's gyoza. They are dumplings filled with minced pork. In England we have a variety of gyoza, chicken and vegetarian gyoza are common.
And deep-fried sushi rolls. Even if you don't like raw fish, there is a sushi you can try and you will love this one. Crispy sushi with sweet soy sauce is the best. They don't have more material for many other foods, so I choose this, though I will also bring, but they have enough for a cake, so after this I will be bringing a cake for the dessert. So before I do that, tell me if it's good or not, Kenichi said with a big smile on his face as he told everything he knew about these two dishes to the girls.
Did you took a training for this as well? Siko asked.
No, I just learned a little from my mom while the rest by myself, Kenichi said when he looked at the girls. The girls gulped as all of them picked a piece of gyoza or deep-fried sushi roll and took a bite from it.
Ah,
came the voice from the mouth of each girl as if they were just going to come,
making the teenage boys in the cafe blush.
Easy girls, you don't want to lose face, to you, said Kenichi, bringing the girls from their trance as they blushed in shame. So I can assume that you all liked it, then I will go and make the dessert, Kenichi said and went back towards kitchen. Apachai, who was on the next table, wanted to eat the food that Kenichi has made as well, but was stopped by Akasame. It's not right to barge in between him and the girls. As his master, you can ask him to cook some other day and I am sure he would do it, he said, after which Apachai didn't said anything and kept eating the food made by the chefs of the cafe. Now you can add his cooking as his good points as well, Siko said as she looked at Kizara and Kaname.
Shit. How am I gonna beat him after eating such delicious food made by him? I couldn't bear to hit him, Kizara said.
It's alright, you can just make a bet with him that if he lost to you then he will have to make food for you whenever you ask him to, Mio suggested, hearing which Kizara's eyes shined as she said, great, I will do as you said, you are not bad. After they finished the gyoza and deep-fried, Kenichi brought the dessert, the cake, which was divided among everyone in the cafe so that they could have a taste of Kenichi's cooking as well. While the rest were enjoying the taste of the cake, Akasame said, instead of sugar you used honey to bring a new taste in the cake. Nice. I knew you would find it out, Master Akasame. Thank you for the compliment, said Kenichi.
Oi Yukita, did you knew that there was honey instead of sugar in the cake? Asked Takeda from Yukita, who was sitting by his side. How can I?
No, how can anybody find a difference between honey and sugar in a cake? Yukita replied. Well, true, Mr. Akasame is really different, said Takeda.
Within minutes everyone finished the cake, and when it was time to pay the bill to the manager, Kenichi went to a corner with him and said, since it's that guy Loki from the Ragnarok who booked your cafe for the day, then you can ask him for the paying the bill, to which the manager replied, okay, then we will ask him.
Wait, since you are going to ask him for the money, could you pass a message to him for me? Kenichi asked.
Yes, what is it? The manager asked.
Kenichi took a paper and pen kept on the counter and wrote something on it, then passed it to the manager and said, just pass this to him along with the bill, that's all. Will do, please come again, said manager with a genuine smile, as it was first time that all their food was finished in half a day. Sure, if someone else books it for me I will come, Kenichi replied with a smile as he pushed the door open, exiting from the cafe.
Kenichi Shirahama.
Let's have a spar, said Kizara as she saw Kenichi coming out of the cafe. Matsue Lark. Sure, if that's what you want, Kenichi said as he stood in front of her with his hands open into a palm.
Since when did Kenichi started using this stance? Kensei asked.
Something is different. Kenichi isn't using what we thought him, maybe it's his own style, Akasame said as he smiled a little. Kizara, seeing that Kenichi is ready, attacked first with a right kick towards his face. Kenichi sidestepped to the left to dodge the kick while he used his left palm to hit Kizara's leg. As his palm connected with her right leg, she lost balance and fell on the ground, losing in the first exchange.
What?
What style is this? Asked Kizara as she tried to stand up.
Gentle fist.
Chapter 76, Hit Kenichi. Kazara, seeing that Kenichi is ready, attacked first with a right kick towards his face. Kenichi sidestepped to the left to dodge the kick while he used his left palm to hit Kazara's leg. As his palm connected with her right leg, she lost balance and fell on the ground, losing in the first exchange.
What?
What style is this? Asked Kazara as she tried to stand up.
Gentle fists, replied Kenichi. Gentle fists, Kazara said.
It's a self-made technique of mine using Master Kensei's acupuncture, though it's still not complete. It's good enough to spar with you without hurting you much, said Kenichi.
Without hurting me much, huh? You think I am not good enough for you to go all out?
Kazara shouted as she gave a spin kick from his left leg towards his waist. Kenichi stepped back and dodged the kick from Kazara, after which came a right kick from her towards his stomach. Kenichi used both his hands and blocked the kick, after which he took hold of her leg.
Unhand me, you bastard, Kazara said as she used her left leg to jump and kick towards his face.
Kenichi let go of her right leg when he saw her left leg coming for his face and used his index finger and middle finger to hit her leg, making it lose its momentum completely.
What? What happened? Kazara asked as she tried to move her left leg but couldn't as it was completely paralyzed.
Oh, so that's how he used my acupuncture techniques to create a new style. Though many have tried this before, they couldn't find the correct way to apply force, which has led to their opponents becoming completely paralyzed for life.
Kensei said.
Don't worry, it will be fine in half an hour, or I can cure it right now if you want me to, said Kenichi.
Why? The fight hasn't ended yet,
Kazara said as she used her only working leg to move towards Kenichi, but before she could do anything, Kenichi came right in front of her, holding her tightly. Stop forcing yourself, Kazara. I know you are a strong girl and everyone around you knows that as well, and if you want to keep becoming stronger, always keep in mind that only through training you can do that. If from just fighting one could become stronger, then all the thugs would have become a black belt as well, Kenichi said to her. After hearing this, Kazara didn't say anything and didn't move at all, allowing Kenichi to treat her.
Kenichi then used his gentle palms once again, allowing Kazara to have her left leg back.
Let me say this before I forget, you have great legs, whispered Kenichi in Kazara's ears, making her red completely.
After this fight, Kazara left along with Kan-Aim and the Valkyries to back to the Ragnarok base.
But Kenichi was sure that after this fight it won't be hard for him to make her his.
Papa, stop right there, you are coming with me back to China, said Renka as she ran behind Kensei, who had started running towards Ryozanpaku dojo.
Kenichi, thank you for the meal, I will be going now, do please take care of Renka. I may send someone to bring her back after some time, said Hakabai. Don't worry, Uncle Hakabai, nothing will happen to her, said Kenichi.
After that, Hakabai left as well, followed by Naijima and the other members of Shinpaku Alliance.
Don't think I will let you go so easily, Naijima, Siko said when she saw him leave with his soldiers. Naijima shuddered when he heard her voice and ran like a bull from there, followed by his 4 main followers.
We should be going as well, Kenichi.
We will meet you tomorrow at school, said Takeda as he shook hands with Kenichi, then left the place with Yukita. Me and Rukia were thinking of going to the spa after this. Why don't you, Shigeru and Renka, also come with us, Mio? Asked Siko.
Oh.
You don't have to go anywhere else, Siko, just come to our dojo. Apachai has dug out a natural spa for us there, Mio said to Siko. Is that so? Then we will come there after bringing our clothes with us, said Siko with a smile, then looked at Kenichi and said, I will meet you at the dojo then, Kenichi.
Yeah, okay, Siko, bye, Rukia said Kenichi.
Be bye, Kenichi, Rukia said and left the place hurriedly, followed by Siko, who was just shaking her head.
We should be going as well, Akasame said, to which the rest agreed and moved towards Ryozanpaku.
Shigeru also wanted to follow the rest, but Kenichi held her hand. We don't have much time to talk in the dojo, so let's move slowly and enjoy the company of each other, said Kenichi.
Shigeru nodded her head as she felt her face heat up.
So Kenichi and Shigeru went towards Ryozanpaku from the longest route with the slowest pace possible for them.
Ragnarok base.
All the 8 fists except Hermit were present in the meeting. When the first fist Odin asked, so what do you think about this new gang that have came out of nowhere, Loki? They aren't much except for our former members, jabbing Takeda and throwing Yukita. The only person strong enough to stand before us is their commander Kenichi Shirahama, Loki said.
Kenichi Shirahama, huh? Hearing this name, a smile came on first fist Odin aka Ryudo's face.
It won't take me much time to deal with them through my strategies, and said Loki and was going to continue but was interrupted as one of his subordinates entered the room.
What is it, don't you see that we are having an important meeting right now?
Loki said, clearly angry cause he was interrupted. I am sorry boss, but the manager of Majulark has sent the bill and the subordinate was saying but got interrupted by Loki who said so, just pay him the bill, what's there to fuss about? Well sir, the problem is the bill is too big, the subordinate said.
Ha!
How big is it that you are coming here to ask me 10000 or 20,000 Loki asked.
Right now the rest of the members were also listening to this conversation as to figure out the problem. The subordinate looked at Loki and said, well sir, it's
Chapter 77, First Strike. It won't take me much time to deal with them through my strategies.
And said Loki and was going to continue but was interrupted as one of his subordinates entered the room. What is it, don't you see that we are having an important meeting right now?
Loki said, clearly angry cause he was interrupted. I am sorry boss, but the manager of Majulark has sent the bill and the subordinate was saying but got interrupted by Loki who said so, just pay him the bill, what's there to fuss about? Well sir, the problem is the bill is too big, the subordinate said.
Ha!
How big is it that you are coming here to ask me 10000 or 20,000 Loki asked.
Right now the rest of the members were also listening to this conversation as to figure out the problem. The subordinate looked at Loki and said while taking a deep breath, well sir, it's
80,000.
What, exclaimed everyone present at the scene. Loki, aren't you being loose-handed to waste so much money on a cafe, asked Odin aka Ryudo.
No, it wasn't me, I had only booked that place for the day to beat the guys from Shinpaku Alliance, which didn't go well when that jabbing Takeda, throwing Yukita, and Kenichi Shirahama came, Loki said.
Wait, what is it? Tell me about it, Odin asked.
Okay, I sent one of my shadows with some of the guys to ambush the Shinpaku Alliance members, so I booked the place to ambush them, but then those three came and the situation reversed, after which my shadow came back and reported everything to me, Loki explained. Oi, Loki, this Matsue Lark, where is it? Asked Kazara while she felt something wrong when she heard the story. It's near Shinji's restaurant, Loki replied, hearing which Kaname and Kazara stiffened and cursed at Kenichi for fooling them.
Sir Loki, the subordinate said. What is it? Loki asked.
Along with the bill there was also a letter sent by manager saying your friend sent it, said the subordinate. Show it to me, said Loki as he took the letter from it.
As Loki read the letter he shouted, Kenichi Shirahama, I will kill you. Pass the letter to me, Loki, said Odin.
Loki grunted but still passed it to him.
As Odin read the letter he laughed and said, fine, it's as you said, Kenichi.
What is written in the letter? Odin asked Kaname, to which she didn't got a reply, but instead the letter was passed to her. I know you won't stop coming after me, so take this as my first strike, cause if you want to come after me you need to have deep pockets.
P.S. Kenichi Shirahama read Kaname and almost broke into a smile.
After the letter was circulated and read by everyone, some of them were amused while some didn't had any reaction, while the only one was angry, and that was Loki. Since it was your fault, Loki, that all the money that was supposed to be given to you for your gadgets along with money you currently possess will be used to pay the bill, and if it's not enough then Ragnarok will pay, but you will owe it to us, Odin said. But I am also a part of Ragnarok, Loki said. But you are not supposed to use it like this, hence you have to at least pay for your mistake, shouldn't you, said Odin.
Loki couldn't say anything as he knew that Odin won't change his decision and left the room.
That Kenichi, he really gave a good lesson to Loki, who has always been proud of his strategies, thought Kazara while she had a smirk on her face. He isn't just strong but really intelligent at that. An enemy like this won't be taken down by just one of us, as he has his own team as well, especially those girls, all of them look strong, as two of them has already beaten Kazara, the other three won't be weak either. If we really want to beat him then Ragnarok will need all its 8 fists together in action, thought Kaname. You are still the same arrogant piece of shit you were before, Ryudo thought. Outside Ragnarok base Loki was cursing loudly, Fu, bastard, I will kill you, Kenichi Shirahama, this won't end in a good way for you. Everyone has a weakness and I am sure you will have one as well, and when I find it, you will curse yourself for moving against me.
Ryo Zanpaku Dojo.
Today there was history being written in Ryo Zanpaku as a great change happening in there. Kenichi was looking at his master Kensei, who even after knowing that the girls were taking a bath in the hot spring haven't even moved to look at them. Something isn't right. Is that Master Kensei or just a statue of him? Kenichi said as he moved towards him and poked him with his finger.
What are you doing, Kenichi? Asked Master Kensei. You are real. Why are you here?
I mean, it isn't like I am not happy that you aren't trying to peek on my girlfriends, but instead how are you here?
Kenichi asked. Nothing, I just don't want to do it, replied Kensei.
And no, that's not right. No matter how much down you feel, you won't let this chance pass by where you could see more naked girls other than Myo and Shigure, though you still haven't seen them naked. But still there is Rukia, whose breasts are even bigger than Shigure. Then there is Siko, who have perfectly curved body, and finally Renka, your Dao Dash.
Kenichi stopped, then looked at Kensei, who wasn't making eye contact with him anymore, and understood everything.
Oh, that's right, because Renka is there and she is your daughter, so you don't want to go right now. As even thought you won't be able to see them, but if by any chance you reached there and saw your own daughter naked, then it won't be pretty, as she won't let it go, and neither your wives in China. Kenichi said.
You are thinking too much, Kenichi. It's nothing like that, Kensei said.
Oh really, then it's good, cause Renka is going to stay with us for next few days, said Kenichi with a smile.
Chapter 78, Zombie.
Oh, that's right, because Renka is there and she is your daughter, so you don't want to go right now, as even though you won't be able to see them, but if by any chance you reached there and saw your own daughter naked, then it won't be pretty, as she won't let it go, and neither your wives in China. Kenichi said.
You are thinking too much, Kenichi. It's nothing like that, Kensei said.
Oh really, then it's good, cause Renka is going to stay with us for next few days, said Kenichi with a smile.
Next day.
While Kenichi was sparring with Myo, as Ma Kensei taught him different ways to defend and dodge an attack.
Myo asked, so you have decided to join the Shinpaku Alliance?
That idiot will go to any length when he had decided something, and now that I have already fought with 2 fists of Ragnarok, they won't leave me alone, so instead of being wishy-washy I just joined it,
replied Myo.
Renka, who was sitting on his side, said, why do you want to join this group, Kenichi?
If you want, I can help you in destroying that group.
Who is she? Apachai asked Anoka, who was playing checker with Apachai.
She is Kensei's daughter,
Apachai replied. Oh, I thought she was another one of Big Brother Kenichi's girlfriend and my new big sister, Anoka said, hearing which Renka's face heated up as she looked at Kenichi, who only smirked after hearing Anoka's words.
No, my daughter doesn't like your big brother, said Kensei.
Ha! Who are you to decide whom I can like or not when you haven't been a father for so many years, said Renka to Kensei, shutting him up.
Kenichi!
I have big news, Najima said while he was being pushed by Shigure with a sword around his neck while he was bounded by chain. Shigure, I know that this kid looks like an alien, but you don't have to capture him every time he comes here, do you? Kenichi said to Shigure, after which she let him go. Kenichi, here is the information about the new guy. His name is Siegfried. This is what his previous opponent said. No matter how many times I hit him, he would stand up as if he wasn't hurt at all. He was like a zombie. This guy is the 5th fist of Ragnarok, Najima said.
Appa, what is this Siegfried? Asked Apachai.
Well, it's ice cream floating in Coke, replied Anoka. No, it's a name of a person, or more like his pseudonym, Renka corrected her. Oi, Najima, I am not going to actively find myself more trouble. If they come after me, then I will deal with them, but if they learned from the previous lesson, then there is no need for me to move, Kenichi said to Najima. But what about the information I have collected for you? Najima said. Those half-baked information which you have collected is from those who don't know much about martial arts, so it isn't needed for me. If I really clash with this Siegfried guy, then I will be able to find how to defeat him then and there, said Kenichi.
My information is half-baked.
Information is all I have, just you wait, I will find the real information about him, said Najima as he ran out from the dojo. Oi, I said I don't need it, you idiot, Kenichi said, but Najima was already gone.
Your friend is an ambitious one, isn't he, Kenichi, said Grandfather Furinagi.
Yes, but he is an idiot. Not knowing when to stop can be really hurtful for him, Kenichi said.
But that opponent sure sounds interesting, huh? Getting up every time even after getting beaten up. He really seems like a zombie.
Say, what is that Coke float anyway? Asked Sakaki. It's Siegfried, in Norse mythology. He is hero out of the Ring of Nibelung Saga, Akisame said. I know, I just misspoke, Sakaki said.
He was a man who by bathing in the blood of dragon he slew and eating his heart became immortal. Kids these days like to use such grandiose name, Akasane said.
But he is not real Siegfried, nor is he a zombie, and if we really fought, whether he can stand up again after that will have to be seen, said Kenichi. That boy, the look on his face was not good. The look of one who's impatient for glory, one who was about to die kind of look, Shigeru said to Kenichi with a straight face. At least show some expression when you talk about someone's death, said Kenichi while shaking his head, and continued, but you don't have to worry about it. As an alien I am sure he has many ways to save his life, and if he can't then I will be there to save his ass.
This is the least I can do for him for listening to my orders.
Oh, so you will save him? Sakaki asked. Well, it's true that he is really good for finding information about someone, Kenichi said, then went back to his training.
Ragnarok Base, Siegfried hideout. Siegfried, how is your composition coming? Asked Loki.
Hey, Loki, there has nothing but tedious fights.
If things go on like this, how am I supposed to complete my new song?
The ability to move in a lively way carves out rhythm, the screams of pain prepares the solos. The despairing expressions give birth to a beautiful melody. And the tension that ties them together, the fight itself gives rise to the music. Ra. If not for Lord Kensei, I would like to fight you right now, said Siegfried.
Maybe we can do that someday, but not now as we have work to do, Loki said. Oh right, you said something about Shinpaku Alliance having a weakness.
What is it?
Asked Siegfried. Have you noticed a strange man sniffing around, Sieg? Asked Loki.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the fans, Siegfried replied. No, he is Najima Haruo. He is right-hand man of Kenichi Shirahama, who made this alliance in his name and uses it for his benefit. He is also an important pillar of the alliance other than Kenichi, hence he is the weak spot. I leave the cleaning to you, Loki said as he showed the image of Najima's back while he was looking at them from a window on his phone.
Ha!
Why is my back feels cold, thought Najima when a rope came around his neck and came a voice, caught you.
Gwa. Chapter 79, Najima's Plight. Have you noticed a strange man sniffing around, Sieg? Asked Loki.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the fans, Siegfried replied. No, he is Najima Haruo. He is right-hand man of Kenichi Shirahama, who made this alliance in his name and uses it for his benefit. He is also an important pillar of the alliance other than Kenichi, hence he is the weak spot. I leave the cleaning to you, Loki said as he showed the image of Najima's back while he was looking at them from a window on his phone.
Ha!
Why is my back feels cold, thought Najima when a rope came around his neck and came a voice, caught you.
Gwa! Najima shouted. Loki-sama, I caught cockroach, did I do good? Tell me, said number 20, who was Loki's most loyal female subordinate on her phone. Don't be careless, number 20. Loki replied on his phone. That voice, a girl, thought Najima. Ha! Kochi ku.
Najima said while he moved his hand to the back and grabbed her breasts.
Kia.
Loki-sama, this man is a pervert, said number 20 while she let go of Najima and ran away from him.
Careless. Battle strategist Loki.
The real thing is very shrewd guy. Najima thought as he ran away from the hideout of Siegfried.
Ha! Najima exclaimed when he heard some noise and looked back and saw Siegfried was right behind him. Siegfried was singing while running behind him. Gwa! He's after me.
Najima said, then turned back and took out his pepper spray, spraying it on Siegfried, who used both his hands to cover his face, but then Najima took out his baton, special baton. Najima said as he hit him on his face, making him fall on the ground.
The Najima combo worked. Najima looked in surprise but didn't stop to celebrate. Was he really the immortal composer? That isn't important now, I have to flee. Najima said as he continued to run.
While he reached a cross-section, he saw Siegfried already standing. You are an interesting person.
There is strength in your weakness, said Siegfried.
Shit. I may have stepped over the line this time, Najima thought as he continued to run away from him. Help me, Kenichi.
Next day.
While Kenichi was sleeping on his table, Matsui came running towards him as he shouted, Commander Kenichi.
Marshal Najima hasn't been to the clubhouse yesterday. Even though there was a special meeting at 3 yesterday, he was absent. Mizunuma followed. Stop shouting. Aw.
He must be too busy with collecting information from somewhere, that's why he wasn't able to return on time, Kenichi said while taking a deep pandiculation.
But look. Today in the morning when I was coming to the school, I happened to find this in floating drainage. The Marshall's tab, the water-resistant cover, is his own design. Thanks to the shock cover, it didn't sink.
Without this, how will he even share his information, said Mizunuma. Looks like he got kidnapped, said Mio, coming by their side with Siko along her, who said he must have stepped on the wrong foot this time.
Kenichi took the tab from Mizunuma and SW that it was broken.
He must have been taken by that fifth fist Siegfried of Ragnarok. Looks like I will have to find him, Kenichi said as he picked up his bag.
Do you need our help, Kenichi? Asked Mio.
No. Don't worry. I am pretty sure he must have left some clue behind for me to look, Kenichi said as he went out of the class. Mio looked at Siko, who smiled and said Najima may not be a good man, but he is Kenichi's friend, so he will definitely save him.
You don't have to worry about him. Let's go, I will go with you to Ryo Zanpaku to meet with Shigeru and Renka, Siko said. Okay, Mio said.
Kenichi reached the drainage where Mizunuma found Najima's tablet. I am sure that bastard must have left his clothes somewhere, Kenichi said, then looked around and saw one of his shoe, found it, Kenichi said, after which he followed the trail, finding more and more of Najima's clothes.
Now only his underwear is left, Kenichi said as he looked around only to find a cat walking around with Najima's underwear in her mouth.
Shit. I totally forgot about this cat, Kenichi said, then took out his cell phone to search information regarding the nearest harbor from his position. From what I remember, Najima will be shipped out today from a harbor, so he should be in the nearest harbor, Kenichi thought, and read the information regarding the harbor.
Ryo Zanpaku Dojo. So Kenichi's friend got kidnapped, asked Akasame.
Yes, and Kenichi didn't wanted our help, so we came back, Mio replied. Then you don't have to worry, do you, Sakaki said. But what if he couldn't find Najima on time and something's happens to him cause we didn't help? That's what I am worrying about, Mio said. You worry too much, big sis Mio. If my brother hadn't found Najima yet, then he would have called to ask for help, and since he hasn't called, then that means he has already found him, Anoka said. Why don't we check on him to see how he is doing to make sure?
Renka said.
He isn't picking up his phone, so how are you going to find him? Siko said. Then let me find him, Kensei said as he took out his incense sticks and to find out Kenichi's omen.
Appa
will also help, said Appa-chai as he stood up with Anoka on her shoulders as he ran out of the room and jumped on the roof to talk with the birds. Can they really find him like this? Siko questioned but didn't got a reply. After some time, Kensei and Appa-chai pointed on the same place at the map. The omen pointed at the harbor.
Kensei said.
This little kid said he saw him go in that direction, and also that there are 50 to 60 kids who were already there, Appa-chai said as he pointed towards the little bird sitting on Anoka's head. What? Exclaimed Siko, Mio, and Renka in shock.
Akasame hearing said
It sure doesn't look good.
Chapter 80, Loki's Trap.
This little kid said he saw him go in that direction, and also that there are 50 to 60 kids who were already there, Appa-chai said as he pointed towards the little bird sitting on Anoka's head.
What? Exclaimed Siko, Mio, and Renka in shock. Akasame hearing said
It sure doesn't look good. It's a trap laid for Kenichi, because they knew he would try to save his friend, Siko said. We can't wait here, the harbor is 20 minutes from here. If we move fast, then we will be able to help him, Mio said as she along with Siko ran out of the room. Wait, I am coming as well, said Renka and followed after them.
Shigeru also stood up and started walking away. Masters don't interfere in their disciples' fight, said Akasame.
Kenichi isn't my disciple and I am not going to interfere in his fight. I am just going to watch Osir the girls, said Shigeru, after which she left the room. Shigeru is right, we can just watch his fight from a distance without interfering in it, Sakaki said as he also walked out of the room. My daughter has followed Mio and Siko, so I have to go, Kensei said as he also went out. Let's go, Appa-chai, we will also see how big brother Kenichi beat the bad guys, Anoka said, to which Appa-chai replied, Appa. We will cheer for Kenichi, after which he ran out of the room. Only Hayato Furinagi and Akasame Koetsuji were left in the room as the rest have already left to look for Kenichi.
You should also go and watch over Kenichi's fight, Akasame said Hayato.
Didn't your daughter went for the same place, elder? You should also go to watch over her, Akasame said.
Maybe you are right, let's go, both of us should go then, Hayato Furinagi said while caressing his beard. As you say, elder, Akasame said as he along with Hayato Furinagi left the dojo for the harbor.
Kenichi reached the place early and saw that Loki's followers were going to put Najima, who was wearing a jute bag to cover himself, in one of the shipping container.
Oi, what are you trying to do with our alien?
Don't you know that he can be the 8th wonder in the world in the future, said Kenichi, stopping those punks from putting Najima in the container.
Kenichi Shirahama.
You are quite early then from what I predicted, but it doesn't matter whether you are early or not, my plan won't be affected taking him down, boys, said Loki. Just as Loki said those words, more and more punks came out of their hiding spots circling around Kenichi, making it impossible to get out.
That's a nice trap you have putted for me, Loki, Kenichi said when he looked around himself, finding more than 50 boys with pipe, wooden stick, or some even with knife around him.
Ha! I will make sure that you won't be able to stand up from the hospital bed before 3 months. Loki said to Kenichi, then looked at the boys surrounding him and said, what are you waiting for, attack? Loki's order was what they were waiting for, and as he ordered them, they ran forward towards Kenichi and swung their pipes, wooden sticks, knives, and fists at him. Kenichi, being surrounded by these punks, used all his techniques of karate, Muay Thai, Chinese Kenpo, and Jiu-Jitsu to beat those guys while dodging their attacks, but due to him wearing restraints, he wasn't able to move fast nor use even 30% of his full strength, making hard for him to beat them. Take this, said one of the punks and stabbed the knife towards Kenichi, who sidestepped to dodge it and punched the punk, breaking his nose, but another knife came towards him from his back. Kenichi tried to dodge it but still got a slash on his right hand, causing the blood to leak out from his hand. Hiss asterisk, Kenichi hissed in pain and surprise as he wasn't expecting to get injured from these guys. Moth, by hashtag asterisk hashtag hashtag asterisk hashtag asterisk hashtag hashtag, Kenichi cursed with every curse he knew, as he ripped out his shirt, throwed it towards one of the punks and used him as a shield to get out of the encirclement. You should be proud of yourself as you have pissed me off, Kenichi said, pushed the button of his restraints, opening them up. When Loki saw Kenichi come out of the encirclement and then saw the restraints, he couldn't help but speak, haha. You are an idiot, Kenichi Shirahama, wearing those restraints while fighting. Even without them, do you think you can dash? Bang! The restraints fell on the ground, making a loud noise, proving to everyone how heavy they were. What are you people doing creating so much noise? I forgot my last note, Siegfried said as he came out of his room and looked around while shouting at them. Then he saw Kenichi, whose hand was bleeding, and the 40 of Loki's followers who were standing in front of him with different kind of weapons in their hands. What is this, Loki? Asked Siegfried from Loki. This is Kenichi Shirahama, who shamed me in front of the Ragnarok, so I am punishing him, Loki replied. Siegfried then looked at Kenichi, then at the restraints on the ground, and asked again, are you sure they can punish him?
Ha, you guys have done it.
Ha, you really pissed him off, said Najima, who was still tied up lying on the ground.
Shut up, pervert, said number 20 as she kicked Najima.
You should run if you can, as he won't let you go easily, if you get caught.
Najima continued.
Then he can help me in composing a great song, Siegfried said as he looked at Kenichi, who was now stretching his muscles. Crack crack were the noises coming from Kenichi's body as he stretched his muscles and took out his cell phone and ringed a number. Hello, is this number 1 hospital? Yeah, can you please send your ambulance at Dave's Harbor? There had been a great fight here and you will found around 50 to 60 kids lying here. Yes, thank you. Kenichi talked with the hospital, called the ambulance, then disconnected his phone. Looking at the boys standing in front of him, Kenichi said, now that the ambulance is coming in 10 minutes, I won't have to worry about you all, do I? That wraps up this part of What If Martial Artist Reborn is Kenichi Shirahama.
Thanks so much for listening.
As always, new parts drop every 4 days, so be sure to stay tuned. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released 1 day ahead of YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and please consider supporting the original author as well.
See you in the next one.